Guys, it's time once again for another Raid Shadow Legends video. Today, we're going to kind of give some feedback on the brand new Faction Wars hard mode that they just announced, which seems just absolutely insane because how many people are actually going to be able to completely completionist hard mode on Faction Wars? It's already, you have to have specific units for each faction to actually clear everything. It's ridiculous. Right now, we are here on the Jubi account where we don't have anything. It's a new account, so that should go without saying. It's only been an account for a few weeks now. But just to do all of these, you need units from a specific faction. Like, for example, well, we can't see because we already did all the Faction Wars for today, but you need specific unit. I mean, you guys know already. It's not, I'm preaching to the choir. You already know what Faction Wars is, and you have to use specific units from that faction. But now we have Faction Wars Hard, which they just released a video for, and not only is it harder than Faction Wars, you have to complete specific objectives. Actually, I made a little PowerPoint, even though it's kind of unnecessary. I was like, oh, yeah. I feel very silly even making this PowerPoint because honestly, all of it is kind of explained in that video that Raid put out themselves. So I'm like, I was trying to be helpful, and it's not really helpful. But this is the hard mode faction crypts. We have some of the rewards from here, which, I mean, I feel like silver is so... I'm gonna try to be nice, but I feel like silver is so silly. For hard mode on faction crypts, at least give them that. Like, we see some soul stones, we see some crafting materials, we see a 5-star turkey. But aside from that, I feel like the silver is kind of like, for the amount of effort that it's going to take to actually, this is just only for endgame players. This is not casual players, mid-game players, not going to be able to do this. You have to completely finish, based on what they said in their video, you have to completely finish Faction Wars fully and get the unit from the end to even have access to Faction Wars Hard. So just having silver, like any early game or mid game rewards, just seems kind of redundant. We got a couple of shards in there. Nothing really ridiculous. We got a mythical tome in there. We have some soul stones, which is nice. We have, these are some of the, this is, for example, we're going to see it in the video in a second. But these are some of the rewards for clearing each stage. However, this is not the next slide I was expecting. These are the glyphs. We have some brand new 6-star glyphs. We have rare, epic, and legend glyphs, which give you even more stats than the prior glyphs. We have this new mythical for completing I don't even know who's going to be able to complete everything, because not only do you need to have those specific Faction Wars teams, you need to have specific Faction Wars teams that also complete the 3 stars, like a certain amount of provokes or a certain amount of freezes, or get a certain amount of attack age reduction in the stage, or like just very specific requirements. And it's like, you might have had these teams for normal Faction Wars, but then you're going to need even new teams with ridiculous, probably mythical units. You're probably going to need a lot of very specific legendary or mythical units to even be able to 3-star some of these stages. It's going to be wild. I don't know who's going to be able to do it. Some whales are going to be able to do it, but yeah, it's just, I cannot even imagine the nightmare it's going to be to clear all of these stages. And then we have, these are some of the criteria: place 10 plus freeze debuffs. We have super raids, so you can do 3 at a time instead of, you can do double the amount of keys and double the amount of rewards. I'm sorry, triple. That is what 3-star is. So super raids times 2, and then super raids times 2. We already have times 2, but super raids times 3. 10 plus free. I hope they add this to the rest of the game. That would make things go faster, but I think that they don't want that. That's why it's not going to be in the rest of the game. Like I mentioned already, manipulate turn meters 40 times, which we see in the bottom left-hand corner. Do not receive more than 10 debuffs throughout the entire... Well, I mean, if you're cleaving, then that's one thing, but it just seems like ridiculous requirements to not only be able to complete hard, but also jump through all of these different hoops over and over and over again. So You want to know why you should download Raid Shadow Legends right now? First off, you get a legendary Elenaril right from the beginning as long as you use my promo code or the link in the description. Then you get an epic Maus Mage at level 10, another epic Uugo at level 20, and an epic Fayne at level 30. Those are just the units that you get absolutely for free using the link or the QR code. And the icing on the cake is for brand new players with an account that is less than 48 hours old. If you click the link in the description or scan the QR code on the screen, you can use the promo codes on the screen to get one of the 4 following champs. You can get the MONKEYKING Sun Wukong, you can get Alice from Alice in Wonderland, you can get Supreme Gaelic, which is a void legendary and very rare to come by, or you can get Loki the Deceiver. Now you can only choose one of those 4, and that's only for new accounts, and that's why you need to download today using the link in the description or the QR code on the screen. And ultimately, this whole thing is kind of redundant because Raid themselves already put out a video talking about all of these things from the new Faction Wars hard mode. So aside from my opinion of, oh my god, this is going to be ridiculous, and 95+% of the players are not going to be able to actually do this. Aside from my opinion on that, everything else is kind of already things that they've discussed. But this is basically what you would expect from the Faction Wars hard. It's going to be ridiculous, and then there's the criteria of a very specific criteria, and I feel like it's weird that they're doing silver for some of the rewards. It's like, you do realize most people are not even going to be able to touch these rewards. So just filler rewards is kind of wild. Like, at least give them shards or something, like something where it's like RNG, right? I get that the mythical unit is going to be like the top 1% of players are going to be able to get that, but like that's a very, very rare thing that you have to like jump through insane hoops like that are on fire to even get. But yeah, and you can see, this is nice here that you can see the specific conditions for, and this is just orcs: 10 provoke debuffs, 10 stun debuffs, 6 enemies HP by 50% with 1 skill, manipulate skill cooldowns 10 times, stage 1 through 5. I mean, that's not really that crazy. Some of these I think are going to be more difficult than others. So yeah, some of these are going to be wild. And I know, because, you know, so coming from Summoner's War, they did the TOA hell, and that was just a frustration and a nightmare, and people were banging their heads against the wall, like trying to clear these things, and they're like, it's so difficult. Like, you need specific units. Well, and I feel like that was even easier than this, because there's so many different factions that you need specific units to clear, and also ridiculous gear as well. So I can only imagine how ridiculous this is actually going to get. I have no interest in actually doing this because I know, even on my other account that's been an account for a long time that has a lot of legendaries, I know I'm not, and I wouldn't say good gear, good artifacts, but yeah, I would still have no chance with that account. So definitely there's no way. Don't even bother thinking about it as a new player. Don't even bother. It's not even something that you should be considering as content at all for a new player. This is only for endgame accounts that have, I want to say 50+ legendaries. More than that, though. They need specific stuff. But I can imagine that this unit is going to be absolutely ridiculous because of the amount of hoops that you have to jump through to get it. But mythical units are, generally speaking, pretty ridiculous units. So yeah, brand new relics. Yeah, we need more relics, though. I feel like we just need new relics too. But I feel like we just need more access to relics already. So that's kind of one of the newer things that hasn't always been in the game. How long has relics been out? A year or two, something like that. So yeah, because there was years and years that the game was out that didn't have relics as well. Oh, and this is the new fatigue debuff also. So yeah, it's wild. It's just wild content. But you know, that's kind of how it is. They're not. They've got the things for new players, like all the promo codes and things like that. By the way, speaking of promo codes, there you go. Speaking of promo codes, there's that. If you are a new player, don't worry about this faction war is hard. Don't even think about it. Get it out of your mind. Get it out of your mind. But in terms of new players, there's always those new promo codes. And then for the OG players that need crazy challenges, because they're like, I already did everything, bruh. I'm already at the top of the food chain. Like, Plarium had to be like, okay, let's make some insane stuff that now you have to do. So this will keep the crazy OG players with ridiculous accounts busy for I would imagine months. I don't know, but I would imagine months. Anyway, that's it for this one. Just wanted to talk about the new Hard Faction Wars. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you haven't already started playing, use the QR code on the screen or the link in the description and totally disregard the hard. But you do the normal faction wars. Those are great. Those are fine. The hard faction wars, don't even think about it. See you as always in the next one.